Logic Gang, what's good, family? Trippie, he just dropped Mansion Music. And off the album, him and Durk, they released the visuals for a song called Muscles. It's giving that Pierre Bourne, Jack Boys kind of vibe. You know, it's airy, it's ambient, and it got a crazy bounce to it. So I decided to remix it and include the vocals from the original track. I'm going to break down how it was made, and I'm going to leave a link in the description for you to listen to the whole song. I'm wearing this inside out. You know, you see it? It got inside, you know, and the word out. You get it. Check out our good friends over at gotitapparel.com. Use the code NRESounds at checkout for 20% off of your entire purchase. All right, enough is enough. Let's get right into it. Now, I went through my Analog Lab presets and I found this preset called Beauty Chord, and I laid down this pattern. I muted the low notes and bounced the top notes in place. Then I did the same thing where I muted the top notes, bounced the bottom notes in place. Now, having the top notes and the low notes separated, I reversed each sound, chopped everything up, and then laid the pattern out the way I initially played everything out. I added this high pass filter and added this reverb. And to the high reverse synth, it really didn't have any frequencies that needed to be cut or boosted. So all I did was I added this gain and swapped the left and right channels and added this CLA 3A compressor and used this portal preset. I then panned the high reverse synth slightly to the left and then the low reverse synth slightly to the right. And because the way I played the pattern, one is like a call and response, this is what both of them sound like together. I knew I wanted to introduce a bass, so I found this Analog Lab preset and laid down this pattern and added these two effects. I knew I wanted to add this R bass to kind of beef up that low end because it sounded a little thin, and I also wanted to add a reverb to it to kind of give it some space to occupy, and together this is what they sound like. All the drums used in this beat came from my drum kit, the Slept On drum kit. I'll leave a link in the description. I laid down this simple two-step hi-hat pattern and this open hat pattern. Now the drums, I didn't want the drums to hit on the 2 and the 4. I wanted them to give the beat a little bounce, and this is the pattern that I laid down. Any drum that hits back to back, I lowered the velocity to give it even more bounce and took it slightly off the grid so you can see it's off the grid so it's not hitting. And similar to the original, I just wanted a simple 808 pattern, and this is what I laid down. Now the beat was coming along, but it still felt like it was missing something. So what I did was I needed for this stereo space to be filled up. I needed it for it to be as airy and ambient as possible. So what I did was I opened up Analog Lab and I used this preset called Cloud Keys, and I laid down this simple chord progression. I added this EQ filtering off a lot of the high end, rolling off a lot of the low end. Took off some of the mids, the low mids. Then I added this Valhalla Vintage reverb, and this is the preset. Then I added this Pure Child 670 compressor made by Waves to kind of glue everything together. As you see, I went on, I structured the song, added the acapella vocals, bounced the track, and this is what it sounds like.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Hey, yeah, gang in this bitch, better not move a muscle. Yeah, chopper bullets rain.
I appreciate you guys for taking your time out to listen and watch this video. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. That way you're informed every time we upload. If you want to use any of the drums that were used in this tutorial, there's a link in the description for you to go and download my drum kit. It's called the Slept On Drum Kit. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. Peace.